Oh, look at that. Hi guys, this rubber band powered car is inspired by a comment by Ed Maynard. Now, it's not going to be quite what he had in mind, it's just that it's come about whilst I was investigating the ideas. Now, I think what his main suggestion was using what I would call clothes pegs to make a quick release mechanism for the axles on the cars, so I could keep reusing them on different cars. So if we just sort of take this axle as an example, if the car was fitted with the clothes pegs, then when I'd finished working on that car, then I could just unclip the axle and go and use it on the next one, which is fine. And I may do that sometime. But whilst I was looking at the different types of clothes pegs that we've got around in the house, they're not clothes pegs, they're plastic bag seals, that sort of thing. But they do the same sort of job. I came up with these. Now these come off, as you can see, a really cheap plastic thing that I think you use for hanging your socks up when you've washed them, so you can keep them in pairs. It's sort of a spider shape or circle thing with lots of these on it, and because you leave them out in the sunshine, the plastic degrades and they break as easily as that one did. So we've got quite a few where the main frame's broken and we've saved the old pegs, but is that going to do it again? No. I have already broken a few just bringing them in. Anyway, I was looking at them and I thought, how about if I glue one of them at either end of this wooden stick, which happens to be the wooden stick from November the 5th rocket that landed in our garden, so it's a free stick, whether I can actually put axles through the holes in there and make a little rubber band powered car. Now they're not going to be very strong, as you saw, but maybe if I glue a couple together, then they'll be able to withstand the strength of the rubber band and the axle and stay together long enough for us to actually get a run out of it before they break. So that's plan A. That's what I'm going to try and do. I'll glue them in place. Don't know whether they'll take super glue or hot glue, and then we'll put some wheels on there, probably use normal CDs, and just see if we can get it to run up and down the room. For the first attempt, I'm just going to super glue them directly on as they are, just a pair of them. So super glue, and I'm also going to sprinkle some baking powder into the super glue, and that stiffens it up, gives it a bit more surface area, fillets it I suppose, or puts fillets on it. If we can get the super glue open. Right, so Obviously I'm not going to be able to use these pegs for anything else afterwards. Right, that should do. And then what we do with this, put it back in again. And so we don't get confused, I don't know if you can read that, that says hobby stuff I've written over it, so we don't accidentally use it for human consumption. It's mine, it's not Nanny's, it's not her cooking stuff. So that's basically it. Now I'll make up some axles and see if we can get it to work. Well, that's the basics. So just two of my normal CDs with barbecue skewer axles and bottle tops for the hubs. Front and back. I don't expect those plastic pegs to be very strong. We're not going to have a lot of room in the middle there to wind a rubber band up. So I think what I might do is use single strands rather than bands. Cut the bands in half. You'll see what I mean. Right, some bands. Loop them together as normal. And then, if I can remember which way to do this, yeah. Cut one there, cut one there. So it's now twice as long. I think if we do one more, pretend it's complete, push it through, loop it on itself, pull it tight, and then cut it. Oh, actually, how about if I leave the loop on there? That will make it easy to tie it in place. I think that'll be long enough with just the... Yeah, I think that'll do. Right, I'll loop that over the end, one end or the other. Let's push it through there. So we've got the loop, push the single strand through, fairly gently pulling this up, bearing in mind these pegs just break so easily. Yeah, I think that might do the job. So, let's give it a go. This really is very much a bit of fun. I mean, all my cars are just for fun, but this is very much fun rather than trying to achieve a long run. Right, so that's caught itself in place. Pick up the camera and chase it if it goes. So, are we ready? Oh, look at that. Wow. That was so easy. And it's so light and it's so fast. I didn't expect that. And I certainly did expect the pegs to break. But they seem to have survived. So, I'll put the camera at the other end and see how straight it runs. Just get a picture of it while it's still in one piece in case it does break. So, quick reminder, wooden stick, that looks like it's about 5 or 6 millimeter square section. 2 plastic pegs, what I call pegs, clothes pegs. 2 bamboo skewers or barbecue skewers for the axles. 4 CDs. 8 plastic bottle tops, hot glued in the middle for the hubs. A couple of bits of drinking straw to keep the axles in position, stop them sliding side to side, and also stop the wheels from rubbing against the bodywork. And we're using low power, we're using half power, in other words the rubber bands are split in half, so they're just single strands instead of loops. That's brilliant. Totally unexpected, unplanned, inspired by a comment tonight by Ed Maynard, and it's nothing like what he had in mind. But if he hadn't asked the question, I wouldn't have gone out and found those plastic pegs and thought about putting them together like that. So, thanks Ed. I'll still have a look at doing what you actually had in mind originally. But in the meantime, I think this is Rubber Band project number 105. I was going to say Rubber Band powered car, but they're not all cars. There's other projects in there. But this is episode number 105, and it is a car. So thanks Ed.